In this video, we will configure a VNA plugin using the DX NetOps Portal rather than using the VNA API. The process in the DX NetOps Portal is very similar to using the VNA API in that a template is provided by the VNA server, the parameters in the template are configured with the information to connect to the virtual network, and the updated template is then saved back to the VNA server, which then starts the plugin. In this demonstration, we'll use a Viptela template, so we'll first create a new browser tab and open the documentation page with the Viptela configuration instructions. And we'll also open a text file to use for configuring the template. To configure a VNA plugin using the DX NetOps Portal, navigate to Administration, Monitored Items Management, VNA Gateways. This opens the VNA Gateways page, which displays all the VNA gateways integrated with the DX NetOps Portal. And we can see here that there are 3 VNA gateways configured in this environment. In a typical VNA deployment, there are multiple VNA servers, each hosting an individual plugin. Because each server hosts a plugin, in order to configure a VNA plugin from the DX NetOps Portal, a VNA gateway must first be configured to connect to the VNA server. Once the gateway is set up, VNA plugins can then be configured through the DX NetOps Portal. And we can see here we have 3 gateways set up, so we're ready to configure the Viptela plugin. To configure the plugin, under Monitoring Configuration, click VNA Plugin Administration. This opens the VNA Plugin Administration page where new plugins can be configured and existing plugins can be edited or deleted. On the VNA Plugin Administration page, the VNA Gateways table shows the VNA gateways that are configured in the environment. We'll configure the Viptela plugin on the first VNA gateway. To configure the plugin, we'll keep the first VNA gateway selected and then click the New button. The Configure VNA plugin window opens. This window is used to call the plugin template from the VNA server, then save the updated template back to the server, which then starts the plugin. To call the Viptela plugin from the server, we'll click the plugin name dropdown and select the Viptela plugin. In the Plugin Config field, the Viptela plugin configuration template displays. We'll select the configuration template and copy it, then switch over to the text file and paste the template in the text file where we can edit the template. Now we can switch over to the Viptela documentation page to use this as a reference when configuring the template. Here are a few key points to remember when configuring a template. The documentation provides example configuration templates. Do not use the template from the documentation. Only use the template called from the VNA server to make sure you have the most up-to-date template. Use the IP address to identify the location of the technology to connect to. Do not use the host name. Verify the domain ID is unique for each plugin. No 2 plugins should use the same domain ID. And it may be necessary to send a copy of the template to another administrator to complete the template, which is why it can be helpful to use a text file to configure the template so the text file can be shared as needed. Switching back to the text file with the configuration template, once the template is updated, copy the updated template and paste the template into the plugin config field. Then click the Save button. This saves the template to the VNA server and starts the plugin. And now we can see the Viptela plugin is started on the VNA server. Once the plugin is running, wait about 10 minutes for the next polling cycle to complete, then check that the inventory and performance data from the plugin is displaying in the DX NetOps Portal dashboards as expected.